This week on Channel 8 News, the pub reopens, Northwest Theater presents Urinetown, and spring break approaches. Channel 8 News starts right now. Welcome to Channel 8 News. I'm Andrew Benson. Thank you for joining us. Last week, the popular bar, The Pub, reopened after 2 years of anticipation. In 2011, the pub closed after the building partially collapsed. Reporter Eric Lewis talked to the pub's owner about the many changes to the establishment.
The pub had a light opening this past Monday, March 11th, after closing its doors nearly 3 years earlier. The owner of the building, and now owner of the pub, Jeff Zeller, has reopened the bar after a hit-and-run accident that left the bar without a southern wall.
They knocked a hole in the brick and at the base of the wall, and we were waiting on the insurance adjuster to come and look at it, and in the waiting process, it collapsed. So we had about 3 months of a waiting game and with the insurance company trying to get them to move forward so that we could move forward.
The damage was extensive, and the building process was long, but well needed for the old building.
It obviously caused a massive amount of structural damage to the entire building. So we had to tear apart the entire building, tear it down basically brick by brick until we got back to the solid structure. The south wall, we put in a new footing, new foundation, new wall, new floor joists, ceiling rafters, everything. So it's now a very structurally sound building, much more so than when it was originally built.
The reopening was a success, and Jeff Zeller is thankful to all those that helped him make it happen.
The response so far has been overwhelmingly good. I appreciate all of everybody's support and curiosity and interest.
With drink specials and live bands planned for the future, the pub's back in full swing. This has been Eric Lewis with Channel 8 News.
Thanks, Eric. Women's History Month continues throughout March. The History Department has multiple events scheduled to celebrate women's accomplishments. Reporter Miranda Patton has more on the story.
March officially marks Women's History Month. Here at Northwest Missouri State University, many events are held in the Student Union and Volk Center in celebration.
I'm president of SISTA. SISTA stands for Spiritually Involved Sistas Together Achieving Harmony. For Women's History Month, we've decided that since we are a women's organization that we wanted to have a few events for this month. In honor of Women's History Month, SISTA decided to put on a few activities as well as discussions. The first discussion we had is, why do we celebrate Women's History Month? I thought it was important to talk about it and see the other girls' opinions. Our first activity that we had was our self-defense activity. Our last discussion is, what is the definition of a real woman?
At the Volk Center, women biography cards can be found. These cards give background information on prominent women figures.
I think Women's History Month is really important because it shows off all of the achievements that women have made throughout history and how they've made advances in our world. Some significant changes would definitely have to be the discovery of DNA and how it's actually a double helix instead of just a weird strand. Women figures that I admire would definitely have to be Marie Antoinette, not because she got her head chopped off or because she said let them eat cake, but because she actually proved herself as a leader.
This is Miranda Patton for Channel 8 News.
Thanks, Miranda. When we come back, we learn about last week's Career Day and Safe Spring Break Week. Stay tuned.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
The sooner you quit smoking, the sooner you'll start reducing your risk.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. Thank you for staying with us. Over the past month, students have undergone the Residential Advisor application process. Reporter Kellen Burgess talked to candidates about the process and why RAs are important. Kellen?
Over the last few months, many students have gone through the process of applying for an RA position. This process is challenging, but very unique.
I applied to be an RA last spring. The application process starts in about January. It's a written application online. And then from that point forward, you get accepted into orientation.
And that looked like just going to another building, seeing what it's like to be an RA, going on rounds, and just working the front desk. They showed you how to do all that. And you went through 2 buildings. Mine was South Complex and Phillips. It was really sweet, really cool going to see those buildings. And then after that, you get your interview, your actual interview day.
They just ask you basic questions about why you might want to apply or why you think you'd be good for the job. Another thing that they do is you play kind of a game with your team that you go through interview day with.
We did a Lego project as small teams where there was a formation of Legos built behind this pillar. So you sent 2 people to go look at those. And once they went and looked at it, you couldn't touch it if you went and looked. So you had to get the rest of your team to build the formation without you touching it, only communicating.
And so they're really measuring like cooperation and team, just like ability to like work with a team and like compromise through planning and stuff like that.
So the RAs, they're good for just like kind of laying down the law in the halls and also building up that sense of community.
What the hall directors are going to do is they're going to go all meet, and for the most part, they each have like a list of people that they observe during interview day that they feel like would fit well with their staff. It's almost like a drafting process. And then through that, like the people that get accepted, they send them a letter in their mailbox, and then from that point on, they place you on a floor in a building.
This has been Kellen Burgess for Channel 8 News.
Thanks, Kellen. Last week, Career Services hosted Career Day. Many employers and students attended the event to pursue potential employees and career ideas. Channel 8 News reporter Sydney White attended the event. Sydney?
Last week, students at Northwest attended Career Day. Career Day is an event put on by Career Services where students can meet with employers to learn about internships and job opportunities.
If you're going into an industry and you don't know a lot about it, you can ask those questions. You can find out more about what it is that you're wanting to do, as opposed to just making assumptions. You can really find out what the daily life is within, sales or within IT management or whatever it is you're wanting to do. It's also a great way to network because at Career Services, we try to teach students that networking is key to finding those jobs that you really are going to love doing and that you're going to want to do. Because a lot of jobs on the market are actually in what we call like a hidden market, which you really don't find out about unless you have a great network and you're relying on those resources.
Hundreds of employers attend this event to give students tons of information about the industry they will be going into.
It's good for students to interact with real-world employers, to get internship opportunities as well as entry-level jobs. I know from my own personal experience, I came to a career day last year and I actually talked to Platform, and I was able to get an entry-level job right out of college, like right after I graduated. So it's really beneficial for students to come here.
Career Day occurs every fall and spring semester at Northwest and is an awesome opportunity for students. Even Bobby Bearcat wants you to attend Career Day. This is Sydney White for Channel 8.
Thanks, Sydney. When we come back, we learn about Theater Northwest production of Urinetown. Stay tuned.
plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
No one looks back fondly on the years they spent in a parking garage. When we lose a historic place, we lose a part of who we are. Help protect historic places in your community. Visit nationaltrust.org.
Okay, everyone, we have a lot to cover this morning. Tim should be here any second with the latest budget numbers to take us through the initial schedule for production and...
Ow. This is one way to avoid getting the H1N1 flu virus.
Oh, whoopsie daisy. All right, good morning. Let's get this meeting started.
For some better ways, visit flu.gov.
Anyone have a tissue?
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. Thank you for staying with us. Theater Northwest will present a comedy of a town faced with greed and corruption in the upcoming production Urinetown. Urinetown is scheduled for April 10th through April 12th. Tickets for the production are now on sale in the Student Services Center in the First Florida Administration Building. General admission tickets are $11. This Tuesday, Student Activities Council presents its last lecture for the academic year. Tierney Cahill is a 6th grade teacher, mother, and a one-time congressional candidate. Cahill will speak about her journey as a congressional candidate, and the lecture is scheduled for 7 p.m. in the J.W. Jones Student Union Ballroom. Spring break is just around the corner, and this week the Wellness Center sponsors events to educate students on safe spring breaks. Thursday is Bobby Palooza from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. by the Bell Tower. Students will have the opportunity to learn about safe spring break habits. And speaking of spring break, reporter Kelly Gates spoke to health education Jennifer Kennymore about staying safe. Kelly?
Spring break is that time of year students look forward to the most. However, the dangers of it get overlooked quite often.
Dehydration can be pretty dangerous if you're drinking a lot, not drinking enough water, out in the sun all day. That can be pretty dangerous as well. Other high-risk things, I'd say sexual assault also. That data shows that most sexual assaults that occur have alcohol involved. So mixing alcohol and sex, probably not a good plan. I think there's also other risks associated with like theft and things like that if you're not careful about where your money's at and your IDs and things like that.
With alcohol-related assaults having hit 600,000 cases a year and deaths among college students having jumped by 13%, how can we keep each other safe?
Definitely being aware of your surroundings. You're going to be in a completely different environment where you don't know everyone that's there. So you don't want to be as trusting, maybe be a little more skeptical about who you're hanging out with, especially if they're new. So be aware of your surroundings and use the buddy system.
Now, if you spent all your money on union food in the bookstore, it's okay to go home. It's much safer.
You might get to spend more time with your family, especially if you're a freshman or sophomore. You probably will get more sleep than those going to the beach and other destinations.
I'm Kelly Gates for Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. If you have any questions or concerns, look us up on Facebook at facebook.com/KNWT8 or on Twitter at KNWT8News. You can also see the newscast on our YouTube page, KNWT C8N. But don't go away. Make sure you stay tuned for our sister show, Lunch with the Leader. I'm Andrew Benson. Have a good night.